Hello, everyone. Going to go over the process of determining how much you're going to have in your bank account relative to the first pull and the remaining balance on your cookies. So, just as a recap, there is going to be a dollar pull on February the 20th of 2023, and then the remaining balance on March 20th of 2023. And I'm going to go through some examples here on how to calculate it, how to determine if you will have an initial pull or not relative to the amount of credit card payments or that alike relative to your troops. So what we'll do is I'll demonstrate how to get to a report. This troop balance report, that's going to tell you the numbers you're going to need to make the determination. And then I'm going to go through 4 examples, different scenarios on how to calculate the first and the second. Relative to the amount of credit card payments, you may or may not have a first and or a second pull relative to that. So without further ado, I'm going to go through how to make that determination. So I'm going to pull up Smart Cookies. You need to log into your True Portal inside of Smart Cookies. Where you're going to want to go inside of Smart Cookies, you're going to go underneath Reports and Currents. And then once this comes up over in the report categories, you're going to select Finance. And over here to the right, a Troop Balance Summary. That's the one you're going to want to take a look at. Click Go to Report. And then it's going to give some options. Just leave this as cases and packages. You're going to want to click the View Report. And then once that comes up, you'll want to take a look at it. Now, to protect everybody's integrity as far as that, I've put images or screenshots into this Word document so that we can take a look at what's going on. So this is some of the information you're going to see on that given report. And in this first example here that I've got going, and let me get my pen going here, annotate. There we go. All right. So on this first one, this particular troop told 3 cases. And you'll notice here, Smart Cookies will automatically calculate how many packages in total inside here. So notice if you look at in total here, if you look at the sum of those values, this troop sold a total of 36 packages or 3 cases. So how that breaks down is the troop earns $1. So the 36 is the profit on that particular troop. So the $36 is the given profit. The total that council is going to collect is $180. So the way that this is figured out here, the first pull here, this troop, and just one additional thing, underneath the finances here, this is going to be the section where you're going to see all your respective credit card pulls, either girl delivery or they did direct ship. So you'll see all those in this case. This troop did not collect any credit card payments. So you'll notice that it will either be blank or the value of 0 there. So for this one, this particular troop, this $180 is going to be broke up. The easiest way on this one is a dollar pull. Since they sold 36 packages, the first pull is going to be $36, and that $36 would be pulled on February the 20th of 2023. The remaining balance of that 180, and if you pull up your handy dandy calculator here, let me bring this over, is going to be the second pull on March the 20th. So if you take what council is owed on this particular one, the 180 minus 36, $144 is going to be on the second pull on this one. So let me write that out here just to show this here. The second pull is going to be the 180 minus the 36, which is, I just lost the number here again. Let me do it one more time. 180 minus 36, 144. So $144 would be the second pull on March the 20th of 2023. So for this particular troop, no credit card receipts. It's pretty straightforward. $36 will be pulled on February the 20th, and then the remaining balance of $144. The $36 is the profit for this particular troop. So that is the first example here. Let me go to the next one. Okay, this particular troop, if you look at, sold a total of, and if I look at these two numbers here, if I take 588 and 49, that's going to give me 9, 14, 3, sold a total of 637 packages. And Smart Cookies is going to automatically calculate this amount for you. So based upon your initial order, any cookie shares, and any direct ship. So in total, if you take the sum of those values, $637. Notice the profit for this particular troop is going to be $637, and that's assuming that all of your on-hand cookies, after all your booth sales, all your on-hands, $637 would be the corresponding profit. Council is owed $3,185. So you take 637 plus 3185, that's going to be $3,822. So council's going to expect $3,185 by the time March the 20th rolls around. Question is, for this particular troop, how do you determine how much is going to be pulled? The first one on February 20th, and then the second one on March the 20th. For credit card receipts, this particular troop collected $222. So the balance is $2,963. If you take 3185 minus 222, the balance is going to be 2,963. So how do you determine what is going to be the first pull on this one? The first pull on this particular one is $1 a package. Since you sold $637, that number is going to match between, if you add 588 and 49, is 637. So what happens on this one, you're going to take the 637 and subtract off, for the first pull, any credit card amounts that are there. So if I take 637 minus, the console's already collected $222 on your behalf. So again, if I pull up the calculator, if I take 637 minus 222, that means on the first pull for this particular troop here, they are going to end up with a first pull of $415. And that's going to be the pull on February the 20th of 2023. So 415. The second pull is going to be the remaining balance. So council was owed 3180. Actually, if we take the 2,963 minus the 415, that's going to be 2,963 minus the initial pull of the 415. You're going to get 2,963 minus 415 is going to be $2,548. Let me write that down. Here we go. 2,548. Let's just make sure. And again, that would be the pull on March the 20th, 2023. So if I add, make sure I did that right. Yeah, because if I do 222, which was the amount that was collected, the 415 from the first pull, and the 2,548, that's going to add back to $3,185, which is what was owed to the council on that. So on this particular troop, $415 would be pulled on February the 20th, $2,548 out of the troop account on March the 20th. So for this particular example, there wasn't enough funds for the credit card receipt for the first pull. And that what I'm saying there relative to this example is going to make sense on this next example, where the troop ended up collecting more than was needed for the first pull. So for this example here, 415 would be pulled on the first pull. The second pull would be 2548. So if you had 222 that was already collected, credit card, 415, and the 2548, that's going to total back to the amount of the 3,185 that's due to council. Okay, so that's example 2. Let's go to example 3 here. Okay, so this troop, using the same one as before, if I take 588 and 449, that's going to be $637 worth of packages that were sold. So the council still is owed 3,185 in this example. However, via credit card receipts, this troop has already collected $2,214 in credit card receipts. So for this particular example, since this number, the 637, is less than the 2214, or the other way, you've already collected more than what the initial pull is, there is no first pull for this one, because council's already acquired on your behalf $2,214 out of the 3,185 that's owed. So for the first pull, there is none on this one. For the second pull, you'll notice if you take 3,185 minus 2214, your balance is 971. So the second pull on this one is going to be the outstanding balance of 971. So for this one, if you've already got more credit card receipts, if this number is larger than the amount of packages that you sold at $1 a piece, council's not going to pull anything on the first pull. So February the 20th, 2023, nothing's coming out of the account. The second pull is going to be for the remaining balance, and that would occur on March 20th of 2023. So that one's a little bit easier because, again, council's already collected more than the dollar per package of that $637 that's owed. So that's the third example there. And then there's one more scenario that could potentially occur, and it's this last one that's here. Okay, so same deal in this example, 588 and 49. So this troop sold 637 packages in total between all of the initial orders, cookie shares, and any direct case ships that were out there. So this particular troop has already collected in credit card receipts $3,600. If you take 3,185 minus 3,600, which is the amount that was already collected, so in this case, 600 of the packages, if you take 600 times 6, is $3,600. That's already been collected on your behalf. In this instance, council is actually going to owe you money back, and this is going to occur sometime in April of 2023. So in this instance, council is going to deposit $415 sometime in April 2023. This scenario is probably not going to happen, but if for some reason the credit card amount, which is going to be this total finance line that's on that report, is larger than what's owed to council, that amount is going to be deposited. So in other words, council is always going to use the amount that's already been collected via credit cards. They're not going to start deducting stuff out of your account as a result of any amount due. So this one, the troop has already paid more than what's owed to council. If that scenario occurs, highly unlikely, but it could, this is amount. So there would be no first pull and no second pull for this particular troop. Hopefully this is helpful. If you need me to calculate it, I'll be more than willing to do it, but I figure I'd send out this video to show the different scenarios that potentially can happen. So pull the report, take a look at the numbers. If there's questions, I can verify what you come up with your calculations on it as well, so that there isn't any confusion in terms of how much has to be on your account for the first pull or the second pull. Thanks a lot.